What is up, YouTubers? Sean here with Sean and Don Adventures. So, first off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Brand new to overlanding somewhat in the last 12 months. And so why would you want to find out from someone brand new from overlanding, or somewhat brand new from overlanding, thinks are the best gears for new overlanders? Because I am anal as hell as researching things and understanding and then testing products out. So I spent the last 12 months really buying a lot of different products for the lifestyle that I wanted. And so let's talk about that lifestyle. So without my intro video, I'm not going to do all that stuff. High level here. Wife and I decided that we needed to be outside more often. We live in the Pacific Northwest. It's a beautiful area. We always love getting outside. But like everyone else, we get busy, we get preoccupied. COVID hit, and we were like, that's it. We have to start getting out there and actually just satisfying that itch, right? Getting out there. So what we started to do is we bought a Sprinter van. We've been researching Sprinter vans for a long, long time. Was really not ready to pull the trigger. COVID hit, ready to pull the trigger. That's been on order for about 12 months now. So a lot of the gear I bought now works for that van, but it also, as we were waiting for the van and trying to figure things out, I had a Toyota Tacoma. I have a video where I kind of built that out. I'll post that up here for you to look at if you're interested in that. And I'll even be talking about some of the things that are on that Tacoma as far as references for possible gear guide stuff for you. But anyways, so as we were waiting for the van, I was getting itchy. I was researching, buying a couple things. But I was like, I should take that Tacoma and really build that thing out. I mean, it's a very capable vehicle. Some might even claim it's the most capable vehicle in overlanding, or one of the top three. And so, you know, I should start building that out in a way that's appropriate for the level that I'm going to be using it. And so I started that, and I got the itch. And then I got my wife and I outside doing a lot of different things, testing a lot of the gear that we're talking about, pros and cons of it all. And we started to really think about this lifestyle and how much we love it. I mean, camping in the winter and all this stuff. And so we were like, we can see this being the rest of a life for ourselves. So our plan right now, starting out in the van and the Toyota, as they are, getting our family involved in our channel, right? So we really want to get, like I have a granddaughter, we both do obviously, and I want to get her involved at an early age, get outside and start trying things. So we're going to be kind of working on that kind of stuff too. But anyway, so we kind of see as we're retiring out that, hey, you know what? Van, Tacoma, but we can also maybe see ourselves getting into a little bigger, a little more capable Unimog style type, vehicle in maybe 10 years. We're also looking at a Gladiator. So we got all kinds of fun things that we're kind of working on. But bottom line is, we're still relatively new, so we don't know what we don't know. We have to be very fortunate to get to whatever we think our dream is there. So let's basically talk about the concepts real quick of overlanding, so that if I'm assuming that you might be the spouse or significant other of someone that is interested in overlanding, and let's just say what I consider overlanding, or what general population considers overlanding, and make sure that it's appropriate to what you think your partner is going to actually be doing. Overlanding is getting in a vehicle off-road more often than not. It's not necessarily necessary. There's a lot of channel people out there that have two-wheel drive vehicles that overland, but they're off-road on forest roads, Jeep trails, and they're basically getting out into nature somewhere remote to stay out there for a period of time, right? I am not talking about extreme overlanding like rock crawling and that. I'm not into that type of extreme. I may one day get into that, but I have a hard time pushing a vehicle that costs that much to that level. I've seen some of you guys really push those vehicles. I'm like, holy cow, I can't see that. But I definitely can see, hey, pushing myself upward to where I need winches and things like that. So once again, general overlanding conversation, just so that we understand that. The other thing, so I'm going to have gifts that are really high and stocking stuffers here, and they're just recommendations for you. So I have a bunch of stuff back here. I'm going to pull them up and we'll kind of do like a gear review as we do it. And then I'll flash some videos, some other things that I have that are out there. But before we go into that, let's just talk about some things that you potentially could consider on the larger scale and what they might look like. So a lot of overlanders have some sort of camping system, you know, staying like a tent. Very popular right now, a rooftop tent. So I have a roof nest on my Tacoma here. And a rooftop tent typically can cost anywhere from $700 to about $5,000, maybe $6,000. There are some that are more expensive than that. But to say anyone that's brand new to overlanding shouldn't be spending more than that, I would say, right? You shouldn't be into those really, I've seen some like on the Overland Expo that are going for like 30 grand. I mean, they're really built out, but you shouldn't be into that if you're not quite sure. So if you were considering like a rooftop tent, first off, you need a rack. So you need a roof rack here for it to go onto. Some sort of racking system. It could be a bed rack, and you'll see that on my Toyota. It could be a roof rack, and I actually have a roof rack on my Toyota too, a Princeton rack. So one gift idea that you could do is gift a rack or a truck rack. Now, how do you do that? Because it's very specific here, very, very specific. If that's something that's in your range, and let's say, hey, I want to buy my spouse or significant other a rooftop tent, and I am willing for our family to commit up to $5,000, right? I would go to some of the bigger websites out there, print out the website, you know, front page, and then put that in a box with an envelope that says, I want you to buy the best rooftop tent that you can get for up to $5,000. Love you. If you gift that to someone, I want to figure out how to be your friend. Same concept though with the roof rack, because they're very, very specific to what type of vehicle they are and what the use is. Like, do you want a cab height, a mid cab height, a bed height? There's all kinds of difference there on those racking systems or on your roof rack system. So similar thing. If you're looking for a roof rack, go out to the same thing, figure out a dollar amount. So a roof rack is about, let's say $300 to $1,200. I think that's appropriate for a new person to buy, right? So because a roof rack is something that you should actually use and keep for the life of your vehicle. So that's one thing you could do. Also, a little fact about me. I am one of those guys that is best in show gear guy on certain things, and then economy gear guy on other things. So best in show gear guy stuff usually is tools. So anything that is tool related, like you see that's my great grandfather's tools up there. Tool related is things that I would look at more best in class. Whereas some of the smaller things that are out there, or like refrigerating systems, I might not be ready to go best in class in that. So I will tell you when I show you gear, which I believe is best in class, and which ones I feel like, hey, this is, you know, entry level, and this is appropriate for you. So with that, let's get after it. Okay, glasses are on. List of devices or products that we're gonna review are right here. And this is like Santa blew up for an Overlander, and I'm pretty excited. As I was pulling this all out, I got really excited. It's like, oh, this stuff is it's awesome. I like this stuff. All right, no particular order, right? We're gonna jump all over the place, some larger items, some smaller items. This is one of those best in class items there. And it is a tool, and as I said, tools should always be best in class, right? The DMOS Delta shovel with mount. I have been waiting for this thing for a long, long time. You can see, obviously, it's not mounted. It's not on my Toyota yet. First off, if you're brand new, why would you want something like this? Well, if you're going off-road, you get put into all kinds of possible situations to where you might get stuck or see someone else stuck or just need to navigate through, or maybe even just dig something or chop something up. But more often, it's usually trying in some sort of recovery method. Where you usually use max tracks to kind of wedge in. You're digging underneath the front or the back of the tire to try to get in and out. And having a reliable shovel that during those stressful times is key here. They use it for a lot of other things. I mean, you can actually chop, like if you watch their videos and stuff, you can actually chop with this and all kinds of things. Not that it's made for chopping, right? But they show it like breaking a cinder block and stuff like that. So I mean, it's really, really tough stuff here. There's several websites out there that you can buy this from. And before I go into that, I will put the product descriptions below. And if it's only at a specific website, I'll list that. If I say search the internet, I'd rather you search the internet or try to buy locally if you can. You know, I'm a big believer in supporting small businesses and small startups. There's a lot of small startup overland companies out there that sometimes they sell through Amazon, and if they sell through Amazon, they take a hit. If you buy it direct on their website, sometimes you get a better deal there. And so I'll tell you that if I can. So I prefer to buy things direct if I can, sometimes if the prices are appropriate, even if it's slightly higher. So once again, DMOS shovel. If you bought this for an Overlander newbie and they knew what it was, they might pee their pants a little bit. That's how excited they would be. All right, I did a review on this next product here, and I actually love this. I'll post that video up here. The lava box. So when you go out, you need some sort of fire, right? You could either have a traditional wood fire, if allowed in the season, but we live in the Pacific Northwest, and there's always a fire ban during the year. And at that time, in certain areas, you can burn off propane. This top comes off. Once again, I'll post that video over here. And you can hook a propane box up to it, or a propane tank up to it, and have live fire for as long as your tank will hold there. It's really cool, and it packs down. You can see here, I actually have this mount that now it can mount on my rig. So I haven't mounted it yet, but it's mountable, so it can hang on the outside. It's locked. Hint on locks coming in a bit. And it's quick to set up and quick to break down there. Everything for the fire but the propane tank is included. So in here is the hose and everything that you need. So it works. Also, not on the list, but this came in for me while I was gone, and I'm pretty excited. This goes with that. So this is a propane tank mount, lockable here. And so now I can have my propane tank on the outside of my vehicle going with me wherever we're at. I don't have to have it rattling around. Feels really secure. I'm pretty excited about this. Not part of this review, but it came in the box back here. Okie dokie. Let's see where we're at. Oh. Okay, next product here. Chainsaw. Now, why do you need a chainsaw? Well, you overland people here, I know you can handsaw. I got one right here, right? This is a real survivor handsaw, but I have all kinds of different handsaws, and I will pull those out in time. But I live in the Pacific Northwest, and so if there is a weather event, which often there is, and I am going down a forest road or something like that, and there's downed trees, if I want to be successful with continuing down that road, I'm best to have this. Because the chances are there's not going to be just one down tree, which is fine with a handsaw, or a couple, depending on the size, obviously. But I'm more than likely going to have to get through 10 to 20 to get to my destination here. So I like the Makita, and I think it's important to kind of understand what your Overlander's goals are here. So battery operated, no gas. I think that's key here. Really quiet, right? Off you go. But I'm a Makita guy. All my tools are Makita here. I have all the battery systems. I have, I got so many batteries around here. I have all the battery systems, and so I want to be consistent with what I keep in my home. And my only drawback yet, and I haven't figured out which one I want to buy, is the Makita vacuums right now, cleaners that they have that I would think I would put in the van, aren't necessarily my favorite size-wise. So I'm hoping they come out with something that's a little bit more appropriate for the van. That way I can use these batteries and have basically one battery option for 2 devices in my vehicles there. So some sort of chainsaw or cutting device. If you live in the Northwest or somewhere with lots of trees, chainsaw. If you live somewhere else where there's not that many trees, maybe just a really good handsaw there. So, alrighty. Oh yeah, next one. It's in my pocket. Some sort of knife, but I really like the Leatherman Signal. I saw this, I got all this information off YouTube and research and stuff like this. I saw this on some guy. This does everything, not everything, but it does so much. It has a flint strike on it and all the common tools, pliers, rape whistle, or rescue whistle, whatever you want to call it, right? Nice belt clip. It's really convenient. 2 different knives there. And the guy, when I first watched it, I got this on Amazon. It's got like a little hammer down. He claimed that he uses it every day, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And I committed to, when hearing him say that, I committed to said, okay, I'm gonna put that in my pocket. Even my slacks when I go to work, I actually carry this, and I'm gonna test that theory. Sure as shit. So far, I've been using it every day, and that's been for a bit there. Okay, another odd thing. This is kind of like a stocking stuffer. This is about 120 bucks, I think, on Amazon. So maybe that's an expensive stocking stuffer. This next one definitely can be a stocking stuffer there. But you also have to understand the why for this one. Reprogrammable master locks. So in the overland world, if you kind of think about things mounting on the outside of your vehicle, there are a lot of devices that are out there that you need to keep secured and safe. And so some of them have their own keys. Here, I got a special key ring in my truck, and I'll have one in the van. That's everything that has a proprietary lock. It's on that key ring, so I can just pull it out, and I have that same key ring set up in the house in case that key ring gets lost. I have a backup copy somewhere. But more often than not, it's locks that are on that, and you don't want to have a bunch of key locks around. So really simple master locks here that have a programmable 4-digit code on the bottom here. And so I bought like 6 or 7 of these, programmed them all the same, and I use these on my vehicle when there's not a proprietary thing. And it makes a world of difference. It's just when you're breaking up or setting up and breaking down camp, having everything like consistent and easy is key there. So I like these locks a lot. It's worked out really well for me. Oh, these are good ones coming up. Big stuff coming up now. So next couple devices are, the lock, we're probably talking about 12 bucks. The next couple devices, we're talking anywhere between $150 to $800 here. So the first one, the Garmin Overlander device here. Can I turn this on? I unplugged it from my truck. It was mounted in my truck here. I put it off, yeah. Garmin Overlander device. So this is navigation, mapping, getting in the backcountry and seeing where you're at there so you can have route points and stuff. In fact, I'm actually working on a route video right now of the Pacific Northwest, Buckhorn Wilderness area, where I'm going out and waypointing on this. And I'll post that video at some point there, but how I'm going out there planning future trips now. So if you're really gonna get off-road, you need to be comfortable off-road. And it can't just be one, right? So it can't just be this. Like I have the Gaia app, that's another app that it's on my phone that I use in tandem with these. But truth be told, I've been out there practicing this, putting this to use. So this is a really good device to have. It links up. And why I really wanted this device is, well, for a lot of reasons I wanted a device, and I consider this best in class for sure, is I wanted to pair it with one of the other Garmin inReach GPS devices. So this also mounts in my truck there. And this pairs with the maps and everything I'm out, but I can then wear this when I'm out. I can also text and communicate. So it's a subscription plan here. And I can text and communicate where I'm at and send waypoint notifications. There's limited texting based off plan. So there's like no unlimited texting here if you're out there. But if you are going to get off grid, I feel you have to be able to get in touch with someone if something happens, right? And so these were some of the first things I really wanted to get good with and understand how to do, because these are life safety devices in my opinion, right? Yes, they get you to your destination, but really they are there in case something really bad happens. Someone gets hurt, right? You can have, this has an SOS on it here. And so this is a more expensive one, the 66i. I think that might be the top of the line for them. Well, once again, best in gear on certain things. But they have one that's a mini. I know a lot of people I watch on the channel, I think they use a mini, and that's like 150 bucks, right? And the plans are anywhere, subscription plans are anywhere from like $10 a month. I think for the basic, I think the middle is around $40. And I think the top is about $60. I use the middle plan. You can cancel, but there's a penalty on that. And that brings up another option here for maybe you don't maybe they already have this. Maybe you want to buy them the InReach subscription plan for a year. That's a great gift, right? You can gift that to them. So you can get really creative with this type thing. Maybe you want to buy the 150 version, gift the basic plan for 1 year, right? You'd be still less than this device, brand new, right? After that. So there's a lot of things that you could do there. I think these are really key. Speaking of this, I have a box back here. This box is full of different RAM mounts. Look at all these RAM mounts. I'll pan to a video of my truck. These are great gift ideas, right? And they could be all over a price range depending on the mounting configuration that you're using there. But it's really like if you're going to be efficient going off-road, you really kind of want your stuff in an easy hands-free setup. Or if you're just driving to work, you want your hands-free stuff. You can get cell phone holders and big laptop holders and all kinds of holders on this. And I have a ton. I don't throw them away because I use them for all kinds of. I use them for camera mounts. This is a suction one. But these are great gift ideas. So if you're interested, I'll push. I just go to their website. You can get these off Amazon, but you can actually go to RAM mounts themselves and buy them there. It can be a little tricky because you kind of have to this is why I have so many accessories, is that you kind of have to figure out, like, you know, sometimes like I'm thinking this is how it's going to mount, like this is the angle I want it to be at, and all of a sudden I get those two pieces and I'm like, oh, it's not quite how I wanted it, and so it's like, oh crap, I got to start all over. Case in point, on this Intouch device, this Overlander box here, when I bought this mount, it was the third attempt, and this one is actually made for. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I tried this double. The original device comes with a ball on it, and I assumed the ball was universal. It wasn't. So I bought a couple different mounting configurations. Ended up that those wouldn't work, so I was able to repurpose them. Ended up buying the case, which was actually cheaper than all the other products I bought to try to build out what the case was going to do. So work smarter, I guess, in that case. So Garmin devices, really good. Stuff. I'll leave those over here. InReach subscription. So, best in class. This one's heavy. Some sort of power system. So, depending on your overlanding, you might have an integrated power system. You might have just some sort of portable power systems. So this is a Bluetti. This is kind of, I would consider this to be best in class at this size level. This unit with solar panels, the 3 solar panel package, I think is about $2,500 or $2,600, right? Buying from them, you can get a little bit cheaper if you don't buy the solar panels, but what's the point in that case? This is the large boy. Actually, it's not true. They actually come out with a larger one now. I originally got this to be a supplement power for my van and to use for power needs when I'm using the Toyota for overland use, you know, like overnight overland use type thing. Also, I had the thought that in the event of an extended outage here, where we lose grid power, I can at least run my refrigerator and some other critical devices for as long as the power is outage. And if I had sun, I could probably almost run it indefinitely, like definitely the fridge with this unit and the solar panels, but that's not always the case in the Pacific Northwest. So I can at least get a couple days out of it with just the fridge on it. So I was thinking this unit, but they make smaller units and larger units, so and I'm not committed to any of them, right? So the Jackery, you know, has great reviews. A lot of people recommend them, and so maybe you can start with a small unit, like a 250 watt one or a 500 watt one. Get up to 1,000 watt or 1,500 watt, or more than that if you know what they're needing there. So some sort of power unit would be a great gift. I'd be really excited about that. All right. Yeah. As you can see, that's super light. Not really. We talked about RAM mounts. 2 more items, right? 2 more items. So you get there and you have to sit down. These are the Gliq chair. Now, a fun thing, one of my friends who got an Overland Overlanding actually knows the inventor of this, and he's the one that turned me on to this. He's like, you got to try them. They're huge, right? So these things open up super quick. So see if I can test it out here. Pull, 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 and pull. Set up. That's how set up it is. They come, you can buy them in a multi-pack. So this one got a 4-pack back. I love this chair. It's very comfortable, heavy duty. If I'm going off-road and camping with friends, I'll bring this bag with me, because sometimes they don't bring really good chairs. So I'll bring this bag with me, so we all have it. If it's just my wife and I, and I know if we have plenty of room, because room is always a big deal in overlanding. You're right, you gotta have space for it. I'll bring Stargazer here, and I'll have a video of this. Now this is bougie. This is like a reclining chair. Doesn't set up as quickly as this, but it sets up fairly easily. This is one. Obviously, it's big, right? Really big. So we have 2 of these. If it's just my wife and I, we take these because they're super comfortable, especially if we're going to be staying for a bit there. We just want to sit out, and then we know we're going to be outside a lot, right? If it's like the middle of winter, we're not going to pack these. We'll pack those, because the chances of being outside for that long are rare there. So once again, there are a lot of different products that new people in overlanding need. I mean, there's a ton. The big thing is here knowing your partner or yourself and what your needs are, what your goal is for your build out. And then you can kind of pair the right products from. Hopefully some of these gave you some ideas there. Once again, if you're interested in how we're going to use this, like and subscribe. We do a lot of different things here. We do family involvement into our overlanding. We talk a little bit about build out. We do a lot of just visualization of where we're going and sharing, the journey of some beautiful spot. For us, this is really fun, and it's beautiful to meet everyone in the overlanding world. So it's a blessing, and it's really, if you get value out of this, great. If not, I hope you at least enjoyed seeing the shop, right? If you made it this far. And if you did make it this far, maybe like and subscribe, because maybe you liked it. All right. Merry Christmas. Let's hope we have it better next year.